In my opinion, Albedo's going to be controlled by someone. You don't believe me? I don't believe myself either. So anyway, let's talk about the 2.3 event. What do I think is going to happen in the 2.3 event, given that Albedo now seems to have ability to manipulate cryo? So first is that I want to preface that we shouldn't be too expectant of this event. We first know that Eula was sent here, and Albedo as well, in order to do something. But whatever that something is, Eula deems Dragonspine to now be more dangerous than ever. Either the Fatui finally have found the Durin remnants, because we know that the Fatui are stationed around the base of Dragonspine, or the mountain itself is slowly becoming alive. Durin is finally coming back into fruition, and we can theorize that if the mountain is slowly becoming more alive because of Durin's influence, that's why Dragonspine would be more dangerous. But we continue on with the fact that Albedo's alchemy lab is currently in shambles. So the perpetrator wanted to steal Albedo's notes, and some of his notes are missing, and specifically alchemy notes. We follow along to Dragonspine and we see footprints. Now, an interesting point here, in my opinion, is the avalanche. Avalanches are usually caused by displacements in snow. Now, in my opinion, this avalanche is man-made. One is that Albedo and the Traveler don't react to any kind of earthquake, which would have been, a telltale sign that there would be an avalanche on its way. In my opinion, whoever is trying to get Albedo's notes definitely wants them dead. But then we cut off to the next scene. Now this scene is really difficult to justify that he isn't trying to kill Eula, because we finally get the cool shot of Albedo using cryo. Now, a lot of people have so many theories on what is going on here, so I'm going to give you my 2 cents of what I think is happening here. This is alchemy. This is not a vision. If you look at the way that Albedo is using his hand movement and basically just how he usually does his structures, you see that most of the postures that he does here are similar to his already in-game mechanics. But another counter-argument for that is that this is from a delusion, and we're going to be meeting another Harbinger. Specifically, we're going to be meeting Il Dottore, which is really weird in my opinion. I'll be real with you, even I couldn't justify that. The only connection that would lead that to be the conclusion, if MiHoYo does decide to go that really weird route, is that one, Dottore has taken interest to Albedo because he found out that Albedo wasn't human. And we know that Dottore himself would have interest in entities that are not necessarily human, in enter Kunikuzushi. It could be possible that the Fatui got interest in Albedo's alchemy notes. His alchemy notes could have anything on it, and I feel like what he has in his notes is the mountain of Dragonspine. What is happening in Dragonspine and what is his connection to Durin, which would make him a prime suspect for the Fatui. I feel as though this plotline, if MiHoYo does try to go through this, is not going to have any legs to stand on. From the context of the conversation, we already know that Eula is relatively shocked by what is happening. So we know that Eula isn't in on it either. And if you try to say that this is a training arc, we don't need a reason to train Eula. Eula is a captain and is supposed to be on the same ranks as Albedo. So this is an unprecedented attack. Either Albedo has finally snapped, or something is taking control of him, or this is of his own volition and he's trying to defend something. I'm not sure which one would be more probable, but in the last shot, we actually don't see his eyes. It could also be possible that this isn't Albedo. This is just a copy of Albedo because 1, Albedo isn't human, and 2, we know that what's missing are alchemy notes. Another implication of that is that we're going to have an Albedo harem. But another shot is we get Bennett, Bennett 6 stars finally here. Maybe he is the one that accidentally caused the avalanche. Honestly, I won't be surprised if he was the one that accidentally caused the avalanche, given, the rocks. Another one that I wanted to note, I guess I just saw, is that when Albedo was, hitting everyone, there were 2 notable effects that they did for this trailer. 1 was the glitch effect, and 2 was the black and white effect. They're actually both prevalent editing techniques on Albedo's character trailer. You see that there are several flashes of black and white in his trailer, and you see that there are several glitch effects. Now, for me personally, I think this is a stylistic choice. I don't think this has anything, big on doing. The glitch effect is usually used when you are showing big signs of distress and raw emotion. A good example of this was Signora's death, where Aether is going through a tremendous amount of emotional stress. The glitch here could just be that the tensions are so high and that someone or some way is becoming mentally taxing on the characters involved, specifically Bennett and, Albedo. Another one is the black and white effect. Now, usually the black and white effect is used in order to hide certain elements. A good example of this was in the Liyue Archon quest, where you actually see 2 cubes protecting 2 entities from the explosion that the Traveler did. Now, I don't think that they're hiding anything per se in the black and white, but I think that this is just, to show the impact of what is going on and just how lethal Albedo's attacks to Eula could have been if Eula didn't block it. So what do I think is actually happening here? I feel as though whoever found the notes is now in control of Albedo. What happens is that they're trying to defend something and could be using Albedo as a kind of distraction. Do I think that Albedo's betraying anyone? No, I genuinely don't think that Albedo is actively hostile towards anyone. He's hostile now in the trailer because of factors that he himself cannot control. According to Koidao, we're going to be getting an interesting enemy in the battlefield once the 2.3 event is done, and that's what I'm so hyped about. I feel as though that's either one of 2 people, Albedo or a separate entity altogether. It could also be a Regisvine or even the mountain itself, an entity from the mountain. So it could just be that the blood is slowly seeping into the roots of the entire place and is having a negative effect on whatever's happening around in the mountain. Similar to the 1.2 event where we were fighting the cryo Regisvine. If the Fatui are involved, which I genuinely don't think they are, then that would be really cool. But if they are, then that means that they would have control over Albedo in this situation. Do I think that Albedo is going to be corrupted? No, I genuinely don't think so. I think that this is an event quest and they are not going to do anything permanent as of now for Albedo. I could be completely wrong and he dies in the 3rd act, but let's hope not. Merry Christmas, everyone. But nevertheless, thanks for chilling with me. This is just a super short video while I'm editing my next couple of videos. So I just had some free time. Goodbye.